Hello and welcome to this video where I show you 5, or rather 6, way over the top, highly spec'd boutique HM-2 clones. So let's start with a pedal with the least amount of features, but those are still plenty. The Contagion from Electric Roots. It has a gain volume and it has a 3-band EQ and it has an additional blend control, and we have this mini switch here that lets you switch the phase, so you can get some really awesome out of phase sounds when you play around with the blend control. It's a real cool pedal that stays rather true to the original, but gives you lots of flexibility with all those different options. Next up is the Lone Wolf Audio Left-Hand Vert Deluxe. It even has Deluxe on the name. We have a 4-band EQ with presence being some kind of high shelf, and we have the high and mid EQs. Then we have as well a blend control. Here we have another clipping option. It basically adds a bit more compression. And then we have the frag knob and the sub knob. And with the sub knob you can adjust the mid frequencies. So you can set it up to your amp or whatever, however you want it. And with the frag control you can reduce the amount of lows. So you can basically make it tighter. This is the version 2 of the pedal, but just recently there is another version coming out. It's the version 3, and this version has a new design. Now the frag control basically shifts the mid control from the original 1.4K. This mid peak is actually shifted as well. You can get it even more up to, I think it was around 4 or 8, I'm not sure as of right now. And the sub control also affects the mid control. So you get, with this pedal, lots of different options to tweak your mids till you really want it. And the modern switch is also way more effective here. It compresses the signal even more. So the difference between version 2 and version 3 is that version 3 is a newer, well, more modern or more extreme approach, and version 2 stays a bit closer to the original HM-2 sound. Next up is the Lichtlärm Breathe Die. This pedal is actually the smallest here, but it's fully packed of features. We have the die part of the pedal that has gain level. We have basically a 3-band EQ, and we have a shift function that lets you basically shift the mids. We have a blend as well. We have a phase switch as well, and we have an expander that basically gets rid of some very noisy frequencies. Then we have an additional boost that has its own controls, the gain, the volume, and the range. So we can basically cut it if you want it, the low frequencies. And we have an FX loop where you can put in your favorite distortion, and then you don't have a clean blend anymore, but you can blend the HM-2 part of the pedal with your distortion of your choice. This pedal has also a unique approach on the HM-2. It doesn't sound as original. It sounds more modern, but it's very, very good and makes an awesome complementary tone or a unique tone if you don't want to have, well, the classic HM-2 tone. Next up, we have the clear tone Greinstein. And this pedal was designed as a preamp pedal. So you can just run it into an IR. It even comes with some IRs, but you can also run it as a standard distortion pedal in front of your amp, clean amp, driven amp, whatsoever. The biggest knob is basically its blend knob, and when you turn it fully clockwise, we activate the chainsaw channel. And here we have 3 different controls that set the amount of mid-cut, grind, or highs. So you can basically shape your HM-2 sound to your liking. And when we turn it fully counterclockwise, we activate the bottom shaker channel that takes the low frequencies. And it's basically another distortion pedal built into this distortion pedal with the gain, bass, and treble control. So when you blend it, you can actually flip the phase as well. And you have a built-in boost, so you can add more gain if you want. And if you don't like the bottom shaker channel, you have a fixed loop here where you can put your own distortion, or you can just patch it, and then you basically have a clean blend here. While I don't particularly like this pedal very much, I think there are better options. I can't state enough how versatile it is, and it might not be a pure HM-2 pedal, but it's a very, very good overall distortion pedal and gives you some nasty tones if you dial it in correctly. And last not least, the KMA Audio Machine's Guardian of the Wurm. This is basically a regular Wurm pedal on steroids. We have a 4-band EQ with highs, high mids, low mids, and lows. And for each of the bands, you have you can set the frequency where you wanna have the pedal to actually boost or cut the frequency. That's awesome. So you can get, well, basically chainsaw sounds, but way beyond. We have gain control, of course, master volume. We have a blend control as well. We have different clipping options. And we have, here is another cool feature. You can basically set how the high mids work. You can have it at fixed, which is basically an HM-2 high mids. And you can have your own Wurm high mids, and then this knob is actually working. Or you can have a blend of both. And you also have a gate that can actually be activated via the tame foot switch. But that's not all. You also have an external trigger input for the gate, and you have an FX loop if you want to use it. Now we'll do a quick audio comparison all through the same amp. It's my Fractal Audio XFX3 with the PVH 6160 Crunch, and you can see the settings right here. And this goes into a Jens Bogren Greasy Beard IR. I've left the amp for all pedals the same, and I've quickly dialed in a setting that I thought sounded good, and then I play around with it. Please keep in mind, those demos are roughly about 50 seconds or 45 seconds, and I can't show you all the features that those pedals have. If you're interested in those features, check out my in-depth reviews. So there you have it. Those were 5+1 boutique HM-2 clone pedals, highly packed with features you might need or you won't need. Let me know down in the comments which is your favorite boutique HM-2 clone, and are there any other pedals that I should check out. And, well, with this said, thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, may the force be with you, and have a nice day.